On to our top story, lawyers for British businessman Shrien Dewani say they will apply for the case against him to be dismissed. The state has closed its case 7 months after Dewani was extradited to stand trial for his wife Anni's 2010 murder. 16 witnesses were called to testify against Dewani for allegedly orchestrating the murder of his wife Anni. The state has come under fire for its handling of the high-profile case. Judge Janet Traverso ran out of patience, saying it was scurrying around witnesses as the trial drew to a close. The defense doesn't believe the state has a strong enough case. It will apply for Dewani's discharge. Arguments for and against the defense's application will be heard on Monday. Dewani's pleaded not guilty to charges of kidnapping, murder and defeating the ends of justice. Now, for the latest on the story, our reporter Vanessa Poonah joins us now from our Cape Town studios. Vanessa, good evening and welcome.
Good evening to you, Tabile.
Now, the state has closed its case in the Dewani trial. What came out of proceedings today?
Yes, the state has indeed closed its case against Shrien Dewani. That is on the 22nd day of the trial, which started in the Western Cape High Court on the 6th of October. What came out today was the state and defence agreed on a list of common cause facts, mostly regarding the primer residue results, which was handed up into court last week. Actually, we had a witness testifying to those primer test results on a Friday. And then also a number of phone calls and SMSs between all the accused in this matter, including Shrien Dewani, as well as Mondi Mbulombo, the middleman, Zola Tongo, the taxi driver, as well as one of the hitmen, Nzomadoda Kwabe. And shortly after those common cause facts were handed up to court, the state then indicated that it would close its case, and the defence then told the judge that they would apply for a Section 174, a dismissal or discharge of the case against Shrien Dewani. Very short court proceedings in the Western Cape High Court today.
Now, Vanessa, you've just mentioned the Section 174 of the Criminal Act. Now, what effect is this going to have on the state's case?
Tabile, if I can just read to you, Section 174 of the Criminal Procedures Act stipulates that if at the close of the prosecution's case, the court finds that there's no evidence against the accused, that they could then rule in the defence's favour to grant this application, which essentially would mean for the state that the trial of Shrien Dewani would then have come to an end. But that is provided that the court finds that there's no evidence at all, that there's no prima facie case against him. The judge in this matter could still find that there is actually evidence against Shrien Dewani, in which case the trial would then continue. The defence would then have to call their witnesses and even put Mr. Dewani in the witness box himself, should the judge not rule in the defence's favour and grant this application, which will be heard in the Western Cape High Court on Monday. So we do know that the defence as well as the state will be handing in court papers this week to that effect, and then Judge Janet Traverso will hear the matter come Monday morning.
Now, just based on your perspective over this time, did the state present a strong enough case to secure a conviction?
At the onset of this trial, there was an indication that there were over 40 witnesses on the state's witness list. The state remained mum throughout the trial, would not speculate or speak to the media about the witnesses that they would intend to call for various reasons. One being that Shrien Dewani, his mental state at the beginning of his trial and also in the run-up to his extradition to South Africa then warranted that this matter be dealt with sensitively. Also, there were a number of international witnesses on that list, and the state was not very keen to have whatever happened or what the information they had with this witness list to be discussed, to be broadcast really, which is one of the reasons why this trial wasn't broadcast live. So yes, 16 witnesses called to the witness stand for the state to testify against Shrien Dewani. A number of those, I think it is 6 at the last count, were senior police people to testify against him. And at this point, Judge Janet Traverso, not long ago, lambasted the state, really, saying that it appears as though they were scurrying around for witnesses as late as last week. Also, various defense attorneys and a forensic expert has also criticized what they call a lackluster approach to the investigation. You would remember that it's been almost 4 years in the making. Shrien Dewani has fought his extradition battle long and hard, and in April this year failed to convince the courts in the UK not for him to travel to South Africa to stand trial here. Even his mental state, which was under scrutiny for many years, he was found before this trial started that he would be fit to stand trial. And as the trial progressed, we did see Mr. Dewani's mental state looking much better than what it was during his extradition fight. At times throughout court proceedings, he would glance over to the media bench, he would mouth things as an agreement with the various state witnesses, and also when he didn't agree with whatever testimony was being led, he would shake his head, frown. He would really be interacting with whatever's happening inside courts. I would say that he's been an active participant in this trial thus far.
Thank you so much for your time, Vanessa.